Warriors, the moment you all have been waiting for. My name is Coach JV. I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hands. And I'm about to show you right now how manifestation is unbelievably real. I've been watching this man since I got into crypto. And I said one day I will meet him. I will interview him. And today is the day, 12 o'clock, July, today, 2021. We are here, the Bearable Bull, the very first interview that the Bearable Bull has ever done in the crypto space. So we are two XRP juggernauts. We're here today to chalk it up and learn a little bit more about the Bearable Bull, the man behind the scenes, the man behind the mic. And I'm excited to learn more and hear what he has going on. So Bearable Bull, welcome to our channel.
Warriors!
I love it, man. I love it, man. Yeah, we've had some time to connect and stuff. So tell us a little bit about yourself, man. You're such the one thing that I really admire about you, man. And I'm not going to dig into it. I mean, it's really your business, but not knowing who you are is very, very interesting. And I'll tell you what, people want to know. People want to know who the Bearable Bull is. Who is this man who's mysterious, who's at 140,000 subscribers on YouTube? I mean, that is a feat in itself. Over about 30,000 followers on Instagram, about to blow up on TikTok. This mysterious man behind the mic. So who is the Bearable Bull?
An aggressively average person. I'm so fucking normal. Like, you don't understand, man. It's like all I did was start with just shitty content. You know, I really had I had like a broken down PC who's if people still remember how I started, that fan in the background, it would churn in and out and in and out. And I had disgusting audio quality. And I'm just humbled to be here, man. Like, part of the reason I don't show my face is the main reason is just protection and privacy. Like, I want to live a normal life. A lot more is ego protection. Like, I don't want heads to inflate because we talk about money and like we're doing well, you know. So
that's powerful.
That's one of those things that I don't want the little devil in my ear to get control, you know, because we all have it. So
yeah, well, let's talk about that, man, because that's something that I battled a lot in my life. You know, 15 years ago, I attempted suicide because of the ego that was chasing this thing outside of me. So it's a very powerful control mechanism that you have within you to be able to keep yourself so private, being that if you launched yourself out there in public, you would be a very, very recognizable and popular man. So how do you keep that ego in check? How do you, because most people, if they had this type of fame or this type of following, would want people to know who they are. So how do you keep that in check?
How I learned what's more important. It's like I've found what's most important to just get the message out, and then whatever happens afterwards, you know, it just is what it is. The message is what's most important in my opinion. And dude, I still can't believe I'm here. It's like like I'm a regular ass person, you know. Like, some people may think, oh, like he does this, and I'm a regular person. I started like most people, incredible student loan debt, magnificent levels of bullshit student loan debt. Oh my God. So still, hey, to this day, still paying it off, like, because it's one of those things where I've found more value in keeping that money for myself and investing it than like paying it off all in full. So
powerful. That's powerful. So a couple of things I want to capitalize first on talking about the fact that what I see from you is consistency, man. You talked about very similar. I had a podcast, you know, the Coach JV podcast, you know, started in 2017. Nothing happened for me until I just stayed consistent. So what I heard you say is, you know, you had the crappy quality, the crappy mic. What keeps you so consistent, especially when we go through these times like the bear market, when everybody's jumping off the bridge with the elites, right? So what keeps you so consistent? What drives you every day?
Man, I was in that bull run, and I was one of those people that overhodled. And I tell people in my Udemy course and other places, like, that was my biggest There are two massive crypto mistakes I make. It's not investing in things that I know will be well soon enough, and over hodling. And I even kind of did some of that too, like not taking enough profits this last little run up we had. But it's okay because I know what's coming down the road. But what keeps me consistent is that I know there's the incentive to crypto influencers to jump on the bandwagon of bull runs, but the people that stay throughout the turmoil are the ones you should really be listening to, because if you're it's frustrating because being a crypto influencer, you're incentivized to like pump the market while it's going up, when in reality, like you should be warning your audience, hey, we could crash. And
Right.
I didn't, I was telling people for like a month or two, hey, we could crash 50% and it's not going to look good. And there were comments saying, bro, you're killing the fun of the bull run. And I'm like, all right, I understand, but look at what happened. And the people that prepared purchased lower prices as opposed to purchasing the top. The execution wasn't perfect because everything's like for a general audience, but it's better than had you been listening to 15-year-old Billy on TikTok shilling Shiba. You know?
Yeah, well, that's one thing I want to ask you about. So one of the things that I get people say, JB, you predicted this, you predicted that. I didn't predict shit. I know what's going on because I don't play games. Like as the narrative's going on this way, I'm watching what the billionaires are doing this way, and I've noticed that you predict stuff to the T. And so how do you do that? How do you stay out of the noise? How do you stay out of the bullshit, the FUD? Because the things you have said do come true. Like you said, I heard you say that. Like I've literally, I watch your channel. I'm a big fan, man. So I've been watching it for a long time. You were actually one of the first people that I started listening to. So and I want to, so I guess the thing is, how do you stay so consistent, and how do you know these things? Like, how do you recognize these things?
So I just have to say that while I appreciate the endorsement and you saying that, there have been things I've said that haven't been correct.
Sure.
You know, it's tough to be a common person getting bombarded with different sides of arguments and different documents and headlines and stuff. Like, we're in an age of misinformation and information overload. So I try to filter out the bullshit, and I try to look at eclectic research that I know is from credible people. And there are times where it's just like they tell you what they're gonna do like months ahead of time. I think you had a TikTok it's called predictive programming. It's like, oh, here we go. This is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen. Just wait for it. And it's like, well, to me, it's obvious what's about to happen, but it'll. I read something that said, what's the difference between a conspiracy and the truth? And they said 6 to 12 months. Yeah. So we'll sound batshit crazy to someone who hasn't seen anything, someone who's talking from a relative position of ignorance. But in reality, we're just ahead and we're prepared. And if it happens, we're ready. If it doesn't, then we don't get hurt. There's no pain in it, So it's just a difference in perspective, I guess. I have access to resources on Twitter too. I trust a lot of people that I follow, and Twitter is so powerful, man. Like for all the shit we talk about it, but it's the best platform on the planet to crowdsource information. Like, I can't believe that this thing exists. It's like boom, 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 articles from across the world, and then independent journalists from across the world, and I can't believe it. It's so powerful. It's so powerful.
It is very powerful. So let's get to the question that everybody's been asking. So first of all, I got introduced to XRP, so I'm gonna share with you how I learned about you. So I was, and I'm very honest with people. I got into crypto about a year and a half ago. I'm an ex-banker. I didn't believe in crypto, didn't believe in it. I was on the dark side, and I left banking because of the dark side. And then I started to discover. So I'm divinely directed by God, and God guided me through this. And I started anyway. Somebody walked in my gym. I watched the 5 Coins to 5 Million video by Tika Tori, and then somebody walked in our gym and said, "Dude, have you ever heard of XRP?" And that's how then I found you, and then I started down this whole path, and that's how my journey started with XRP. And once I found out about XRP, so now I'm an ex-banker. I understand how to scale banks. I went to CBA Executive Banking School. In CBA Executive Banking School, if I had this fucking technology, my bank would have dominated every single bank. The thing is, back then.
Now, one more time, because what you said is really important, because in this age, people don't listen to others' credentials enough. Say that again. Say that again.
Yeah, so I went to CBA Executive. So basically, I was at a Fortune 500 bank, and I went to a CBA Executive Banking School. It's a banking school where you learn how to scale banks from the ground up. Basically, in 3 years, you actually scale your own bank with a team, right? And so at the end, you have to present to the regulators, fake regulators, a banking system. And during the banking school, if I would have had XRP's technology, I could have dominated all the other banks. Here's why. Because what's happening right now in the banking sector is that banks' margins are being squeezed and squeezed and squeezed because we're in a debt-based society, right? We live off interest in America. We are the most free trap people in the world. So we live off interest, and those interest margins are being squeezed. What did Wells Fargo? So now I'm going on my soapbox here, but if I had XRP, I could have won every single banking model because of the liquidity, because of the speed of payments, because of the customer service. Nobody's going to know that XRP exists behind the rails. The customers are going to walk in to Bearable Bank and be like, "Damn, he's great at customer service. Julie got her money in like 10 seconds. We closed on our loan and we're good to go. I got my house." And so when I saw when I seriously was like, boom, when I learned about XRP, I got into my banking books and I'm like, whoa, this is going to change the world. I literally sat back and said, this is going to change the world. How do I get involved? And that's how I got into XRP. And then my whole paradigm opened for crypto. And I'm like, I literally study 8 to 9 hours a day. So how did you get introduced to XRP?
YouTube University. So I was around in like 2016, when it was still the negative stigma, Bitcoin and Silk Road and all that. But I was like, one of my friends, like he got into Bitcoin in 2012, and he made so much money, ran off like a bandit, right? And like still invests in stuff, but like, okay, what's going on with this illegal currency that they want, or anonymous whatever the hell currency? So I looked into it a little more, and I speculated like most people do, and you make profits, then you come around to Ether, made a little profits from Ether, but I sold way too early. Then I really got into the game, and I'm like, okay, these alts, that ROI is powerful. So I'm like, I made beautiful profits from things like Neo and crypto called Substratum back at the time that wanted to be like a decentralized internet. It was an incredible idea. They went to the shitter. I don't even think they exist anymore or whatever. But it was such a powerful time, and it was such a powerful ideology that I was like, okay, this is dope. Like, we could really take over the world. That clearly hasn't happened, and I'm very much skeptical of that at this point because of the great reset in this new financial system and CBDCs. That's more control as opposed to idealistic freedom cryptos, But I see the writing in the wall that regulated cryptos are going to make their run up. They're going to have the value. It's without a question. And the banks are the ones that control the money. They're literally printing trillions of dollars at will, and they will use that money the way they want to use it, and they're going to bring on what they want to bring on.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Logic and reason brought me to XRP.
Yeah.
As opposed to idealism.
Gotcha. And that makes sense. I mean, the biggest thing is I get from a lot of people is they're like, oh, Bill Gates, Melinda Gates, and they're involved. And I say, what? So I don't look at left, right. I don't look up, down, left. I'm the president and CEO of my life. I plan on becoming as wealthy as humanly possible so I can bring the money back to people and do what I want with the money, right?
That's all we could do. Like, some people want to like be self-righteous about it. I'm like, I get it. I tried that before, and I was really fucking broke because of it. So it is what it is, man. Like, we could talk about ideas, or we could talk about making some money. And I'm just talking about making some money.
That's awesome. So share with me too, like, how did you stay? So you've been in it since 2017. I love talking to people who have been in it that long because I have a lot of respect for you. So you see this big parabolic move, and then all of a sudden it comes back down. How did you stay so consistent and so focused during the bear market? Because we know that's coming, right? We're going back into a bear market. How did you stay so consistent in your belief system in it?
Well, it's because I knew it would happen again. Um, I knew that it wasn't over, but I knew that I fucked up. And I will not live with that regret of knowing I fucked up without trying. Uh,
Mm,
at the time, I could have taken out profits where in my immediate future, I could have really made an impact. I could have helped my family. I could have started businesses a lot quicker, could have paid off loans. I could have done so much with that money, and I let it slip. In 1 month, 80% of my portfolio gone from the peak to
wow.
like the next month. So it's like that feeling of regret and frustration was the motivation I needed to be like, all right, I made that mistake, but that's not gonna define me. I'm not gonna be one of those people that just goes and forgets and like tries to um, ride the bandwagon again. I have to like really do my due diligence. And when there's a bear market, that's when you have to do the hardest work.
Yep.
You know, um, I dived into things I haven't even heard of before. So that's what kept me going.
So now the 80% crash, right? So now I will still believe a parabolic move coming on the back end of this year. Now,
Mm.
what are you doing? For example, I developed my 50% extra strategy that I share with my warriors, right? I have a 50% X strategy, but key is what I love about you is you were talking about real estate. For example, like as I exit, I tell people I'm going to silver, I'm staking in Dia, I'm starting a Turo company. There's all these different things. I'm all about constant passive income, right? So right now I
Mhm.
have 5 sources of income. My goal is to have 7 by the end of this bull run. And so what outside of crypto, is there anything you're doing to preserve your wealth, to gain more wealth?
For sure. Well, let's be clear. The crypto infrastructure itself hasn't really been built yet. Like
Right.
to some extent, it has been, except some things are still in regulatory limbo. So we need to see if
Mm,
a trusted custodian can give us some interest, some quality interest, not some of these exchanges which might get regulated out of existence. I talk about collateralized loans as a solid way to cash
mm,
out without, the heavy tax burdens. Not financial advice, by the way.
right.
I talk about staking and stakeable wallets for certain cryptos, like Neo has the Neon wallet, for example, and other things. Um, but aside from crypto, it's like I've learned, if there's one thing I've learned, it's that when you see profits, take it,
Mm.
because I hate the digital world so much. I hate it. I really do. I hate social media. You probably wouldn't believe that, but I hate it. I hate I honestly hate having to research this digital money all the time, but I know that that's where the money is. So it's a balance of trying to make my physical world better while also using the digital world to maximize my physical world. So some things that I do would be like real estate or Airbnb.
Right.
Airbnb is a business where you can, you don't necessarily have to own a home. You can rent out a unit in a property, and you can make passive income by putting that on Airbnb, and that can generate more more money for me to invest in crypto and to invest in my own life.
Mm.
Um, I love photography. I'm very much creative with my camera. I feel very powerful with that device.
That's awesome.
Um, and getting into traveling and documenting my experiences and journey is very much a creative outlet for me. And if somehow, some way, I can monetize that in a beneficial way or barter my way to getting some dope experiences, then that's good too. Um, I have in development a social media marketing business, which I think will do very well if people are interested. That's coming down the road, but it's like business development, diversification after crypto booms. Like I'll definitely be buying some stocks. Like I'm fully out the stock market currently, aside from some like long term keepers. But bringing some money in there, real estate, business development, my personal photography life, and just expression at this point. Like, bro, I'm trying to retire like immediately.
That's amazing. That's amazing, man. So one thing that I put out to the universe, man, I'm just going to put out right here on this YouTube video is that we're going to hold the XRP conference someday, man. There's the Bitcoin conference. We're going to have the XRP. I'm just putting it out on in the universe right now.
A XRP conference will be legendary. Bitcoin Miami was an absolute shit show. I was over here looking at them like, what an abomination. Max Kaiser throwing chairs and shit. Absolute sausage fest everywhere. Nothing. They have nothing. Antiquated technology. Blasphemy.
I love it. XRP conference done, man. XRP conference. There's 1,000 people on here. There's already 1,000 that would come. So comment if you'd come to the XRP conference. So share with me a little bit. I don't know how, I know you're a very private person. So what do you enjoy to do in your free time besides traveling? I mean, is there anything, tell us a little bit about yourself. You don't have to give too much away, but people are just dying to know about you, man.
I love the gym. It keeps me sane. The gym is dope. Even though I got like an extra 15 pounds of happiness weight on me, right? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like looking at my little baby chub right now. I'm like, ooh, that looks nice. A thin little layer right there, but that's dope. Traveling is definitely something. I wanted to really start doing that last year. I couldn't because of what happened. But this year, now that the world is opening up again, I'm getting heavily involved in that. I love, like I said, I love taking pictures. I love my camera. I have an FPV drone, and I don't know if you know what that is, but that's like you can put a VR headset over your head. You could fly it. It's like cool little angles as opposed to like a normal Mavic Pro drone. So I definitely enjoy that on my free time. Seeing family, friends, talking. I'm a talker. I love meeting people and stuff like that.
Yeah, I do want to bring up something too, man. You're so powerful in social media right now. It's such an interesting thing to really nobody knows who you are, but I mean, you're being talked about on BitBoy Crypto, other crypto channels. I mean, you're pretty much legendary. How does that feel? Like being, I mean, I've been dying to get you on my channel. I messaged you a while ago, man, and I'm very grateful you did that. But now you're being mentioned on BitBoy Crypto. It's going back and forth. I mean, how does that feel? What are your sentiments on that?
I don't feel about it. It just is what it is, man. Like I'm taking it day by day. I'm taking it day by day until like something happens where I implode. I'm like, oh, I got canceled. Okay, whatever.
That's crazy. What happened? That did happen to you. What happened recently? I know something.
So I haven't been monetized on YouTube for like 5 months now. It was, it probably said some bullshit. I'm very well aware. So I took down like 900 plus videos to try and comply with them. They should be, messaging me back to see if we could get that fixed. But yeah, man, like I'm just putting out content now. Like I'm not getting paid for it either. I just love doing this shit. It's dope.
That's awesome, man. I love that about you, man. It's freaking great. So tell me, like, if you were to, this is kind of maybe a weird question. It's something I think about all the time. If you were to die tomorrow, what would you want people to say about you at your funeral?
Ooh, bro, we should have talked about it before we got on. Like, damn, you're gonna put me on the spot. Say I were to die tomorrow. I think I have an answer for you.
Okay.
He was a random dude that did something. I just did something, man. Like, I don't know what it is. I still don't know what this is, but I literally tried. And most people, if they tried, like they'll probably fail. And that's the reality of the world, I'm lucky to be here, and I don't take that for granted. I don't.
Can I share with you from a third party why I think you're successful? So what I feel when I listen to you, as I have chills, this is outwards confirmation, is someone who doesn't give a fuck what people think and actually is living their true self. That's what I
Yeah.
feel when I listen to you. Feel the authenticity. And how I heard that and felt that was you were on BitBoy, right? And a lot of people would be like, oh, so you mentioned you and you spoke your truth. And that's a very powerful, powerful thing. And I'm not saying against, me, I'm the neutral dude. I'm not against anybody. But what I'm saying is truth is very, very important. And when someone speaks their truth, it's a very powerful, powerful thing. So what I think would be said at your funeral, in my opinion, what I would say is this: a man who stood up for what he believed in, who was very consistent, and who had a genuine heart for helping people, man. That's how I feel about you, man. It's a very powerful thing. I've never seen you before. And guys, I didn't get to see him either. So don't, everybody's like face reveal. And I think that's a very powerful thing, man. I told you it's either a powerful marketing technique or whatever it is, but I'm telling you what, man, when you get chills, that's called outward confirmation. And so I want to talk another thing a little bit deeper, man. So I'm really into manifestation, 369, subconscious mind programming. You shared a little bit about that. Is that something that you do in your personal life to get you to where you're at, or is that something that played a part in it?
So a couple of years ago, when I was in a very bad place, I just retreated and isolated myself. And I really just looked at myself in the mirror and said, like, you're not shit. Fix yourself. And then just like I grew up and I didn't have two parents. I just had my mother. And what I learned from that experience is you have to, as a young man in today's society, you have to get bits and pieces of what you want to be from figures you respect, when that happens. And I've done a pretty good job at piecing pieces from people I respect together to mold myself into what I want to be today. I think I'm a better approximation of the ideal I want to reach now than I was 5 years ago. That's for damn fucking sure. Not even close to the same person. And I think I've learned that, especially recently, that procrastination, in my opinion, is self-hatred. And if you can conquer time, you can really become a powerhouse in this world. So I'm not a master of time yet, not by any means. I still procrastinate from time to time, but now I'm conscious about it. It's like, oh, snap out of it. You're wasting time again. So I think that's one of those things that I've been improving on a lot. I'm a person that needs a lot of stimulation, or else my mind will go into the murky waters, coach. I go into the murky waters sometimes. Sometimes I bring back gold. Sometimes I bring back some mud, but I let go in there sometimes. But
I think that the thing that stands out to me is the self-awareness. I like how you did the snap. It's just that snap back to self-awareness. And I believe that's one of the most powerful tools a human being can create, is having that self-awareness. It's not about not making mistakes. It's like, shit, I'm going back into my old paradigm, right? People are stuck in this feedback loop, revisiting. It's like at some point you got to kick that door down and go into another door. And then sometimes you'll open it back up, but it's knowing you can feel the draft. Okay, I got that door back open to close that door. So you talked about the gym, photography. What are some things that you're working on for your future? I mean, what are some things is there anything big coming up for you, or is there any projects you're working on?
That is still under wraps, and I'm very transparent, coach. I am, but this one, it'll be released very soon, and I'm very excited. It's been something I've been working on for a very long time. Man, it's gonna be fun, and I really hope the community, I really hope they like it. Because that would be like, I don't think many people are trying to do what I'm about to do, but let's see what happens.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about your strategy in the crypto space. So are you exiting a certain part of the market? Can you talk about your exit strategy a little bit?
Sure. So I had an initial exit strategy from like a couple years ago in my Udemy course that I have to update and adjust. So that is coming. But currently it's like, I've been accumulating a lot of non-XRP alts recently, and the reason is because I don't see much price movement coming until this is all settled. And in the meantime, a lot of these alts, they're like leaking in price. They're like, ooh, quick 2x, a quick 3, 4, 5x. Like we saw Quant the other day, for example, when go from 35 to $100. Like that's an indicator to me that a bull run, that it's altcoin season is coming. Kwan is a high quality crypto, and when its price starts going like that, that doesn't happen during a bear market,
Right.
you know. So I've been accumulating some lower priced, high quality alts currently, and excuse me, 1 second, with the expectation of selling at a partially in order to accumulate more XRP. So as we go magnitudes higher, as far as a certain crypto is concerned, like maybe 5, 10x, I'll take like 25% here, 25% there, put that in XRP. XRP is my long-term bag. I'm married to XRP. I am in a committed relationship with XRP. Mwah, my baby, my precious. The other cryptos, they're here and then but they're
Yeah.
for profits during the pandemonium that will come.
Yeah.
As far as my exit strategy for XRP is concerned, I have price targets.
Mhm.
Um, Rob Art is a TA analyst that I respect heavily. He's been in this game for 4 or 5 years, and I've been telling people to follow him because time and time again, he was calling the exact
Mm.
support lines during the bear market for XRP, saying we're going lower, we're going lower, we're going lower. Now he's saying, why does no one believe me now when I say we're going to $7 and $13? Like these, I've been correct this whole time. Now here are my price ranges for this bull run, and that hasn't happened yet, and I have no reason to not believe him. So
Wow.
I have my first real sell target is like $10, and I'll take like I'm gonna try and take as little as possible out there, like maybe 2 to 5%, depending on how greedy I'm being. But I'm looking forward to Flare, man. Like
Yes.
I'm trying to mint some FXRP and make some passive spark income. And there's this dude who I recommend everybody follow called Martin Volk. He just came out with a powerful Flare network video,
Mm.
and this dude's a genius. He like did some quantum level next level passive income generating strategy with Flare networks or something. So I still have to look at the video, but I
Wow.
know he knows what he's talking about. So I
That's
really don't want to have to sell my XRP into cash or even collateralizing it as loans. But I'll probably take, as far as exit strategy goes, if I'm gonna take cash out, like I'll probably sell some of my alts before I touch any XRP at all, you know.
God.
So I'm gonna try and preserve as much XRP as possible down the road. But
What was
yeah,
that guy's name again? People are asking, is it Martin? What was his last name? Martin?
Martin Volk, he has a
Volk.
YouTube channel,
Perfect.
VALK.
Awesome. So what another thing I want to ask you, so what is your number one book that you ever
Ooh, God,
read?
number one.
Most impactful.
I mean, the most impactful is different than the number one. The most impactful is Rich Dad Poor Dad, and that's very cliche to say, but it was the first
Me
book
too.
I read when I was like, excuse me, when I was directionless, and I was like, how can I learn something? Oh, financial literacy. Okay. Oh, oh,
Mhm.
oh.
Yes.
Okay. This is what's going on. But that was a very impactful book. I'd say The Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss was what
Mm,
actually motivated me to start a YouTube channel.
that's
It's like
awesome.
I'd call it a success encyclopedia. It's like it takes nuggets of information from different successful people in different niches and just compiles it in there in one big 700-page book. And there's something in there for everyone. There is. The book Debt by David Graeber taught
Mm,
me a lot about money, like almost everything I needed to know about like what currency and money is.
yeah.
Um, and sport as far as there are a few more, but they're
That's all right.
slipping my mind at the moment.
Yeah, it's funny. Rich Dad, yeah, Rich Dad Poor Dad is one of my number one. Think and Grow Rich, and the one that I glommed onto about a year and a half ago was Richest Man in Babylon. Because I tell
Mhm.
people I'm very open with people. I lost my money 3 times. I've always been able to hustle and make money. By the way, it's 1111 for listeners. That's God's intervention. We're divinely protected, brother. It's 11111 watchers. Love you guys. God bless you. Anyways, but I had to call that out. But yeah, the Richest Man in Babylon changed everything for me because I was like, okay, for the third time I've lost my money. There's something wrong with my brain, right? I just didn't understand how the money. I was always able to hustle and make money, but you can make all the money in the world if you don't know how the money works, right? And so when I
Mhm.
started to every time now when I get money, anytime I take money, I put it into something that generates money, and I will not buy any luxuries unless I have assets. And it just was a simple brain shift for me, man. And my whole life has changed in a year and a half. I was flipping vacuums to survive. Our business got shut down because of C word last year. Everything got shut down. It was like, man, I mean, I was back in this position again, but I just learned how money works. It's just energy. It's just vibration. It's just manifestation and thoughts. But like, for example, I knew you were going to be on my channel someday. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. And I put that message out there and you're like, oh, and then I just kept focusing on it. I'm like, here he is, man. I want to really position that because you said something about, you just had a microphone, and it's motivating to younger individuals out there. You had a microphone and a crappy microphone and crappy audio and stuff, but you were just,
Dude, I was using, the string headphones that are antiquated. Like, they're string headphones into a shitty HP, and the fan in my computer, it was so loud because my computer gets hot while I record. It would come from the audio on YouTube, and it's like people are just like, "Bro, when are you getting a new computer? Like, this is shit." and I'm like, "Hey, it's working right now, man."
yeah,
It's,
saving money.
it's
Dude,
so
I laugh because we have pictures, me and my business partner, my CFO, we own a podcast network. And the first picture we have is I had a pillow on the window and a microphone up against it. That's how I did my podcast.
That's
And it
great.
was, and now we have this whole setup and a team and a media team and all that stuff. And so, well,
Just
yeah,
start. You just have to start. Like,
yeah,
I often say, like, perfectionism is the mask fear likes to wear. You're not
mm,
gonna be perfect. You're not gonna be perfect at all. Even when you are, you're not. There's always something that can be improved, and there's levels that you can upgrade. There's levels you can get to that you don't even know exist. So
yeah. Well, I've taken 36 minutes of your time. So I want to give you some time to share with our listeners in the Warrior Academy, and we'll post this on our podcast as well. How can people get a hold of you? What is the best way to get a hold of you? I know you got your project you'll be revealing here in the future. I know you got your Udemy course as well. So how do
Mhm.
people get a hold of you?
Well, that's gonna be revealed very soon. All right, but for now, like, tweeting at me, I do see things peripherally, but it's like it's so many, it's thousands of
Yeah.
notification. TikTok now, it's hundreds more. It's hundreds of DMs a day, thousands of notifications on Twitter a day. Um, on Udemy, it's like I can't even respond to everyone. It's
Yeah.
it's not possible, or else I'd literally have no life at all. But there's gonna be a way for me to funnel everything,
Good.
to streamline things for people so it's more organized very soon. So I
Wow.
know I know I said I'd be transparent with you, but just that
No,
way.
no,
Yeah.
no. I get it. Yeah, yeah. On Instagram, the Bearable Bowl, TikTok, the Bearable Bowl, YouTube, the Bearable Bowl.
Yeah.
So I hope that we can continue to do these legendary conversations in the future as we continue to build our communities. And I'm very honored too to bring both of our communities together because I truly believe, like, I'm already rich, man. And what I mean by that is people think financially. So I had a moment in time before I went on my last spiritual journey. I was sitting in my car in my little paid off Malibu, right? And so now I have some I'm free financially. But a
Mhm.
year and a half earlier, I was completely broke. I had no money in my account. My business was going under. But that's when I felt the richest I'd ever felt in my life. And riches comes from
Mhm.
here, right? And so what I like seeing is communities like this coming together and us helping millions and millions of people all over the world free their dome. So I hope we can continue these conversations as we both build our empires to help people, man.
Hey, for sure. And all I'll say is, hey, you guys all in the audience, you guys are part of the most well connected and future richest community of people on the planet. Like, XRP Army. Oh, you the in the future we're gonna be sought after. So
Yes.
anything you can do, go on social media, repost some documents. There's so much you could do. Learn from content creators putting out XRP content or crypto content. Start a channel, start a social, do something. Because I'm right here. I did something, and now I'm over here with Coach JV. A warrior!
All right, man. Well, I love you, brother. We appreciate you. Thank you to everybody who watched. We have 1,178 people watching. I'm sure this thing is going to go all over the world. We appreciate everybody so much. Bearable, thank you. Such an honor. And as we always say, warriors, I'll leave you with this. Warriors, we can only guide you to the water. You have to start drinking it, warriors. We have this beautiful internet right here. And I'll leave you with this main comment. So Steve Jobs brought you to the apple, okay, the forbidden fruit. We're bringing you back to the XRP seed. So plant that seed, warriors. Remember, an apple seed takes 10 years to bear fruit.
Damn.
10 years to bear fruit. But once you get that one apple, what happens? A multitude of fruit comes. But something that I learned on my spiritual journey is the apple tree never eats its own fruit. It gives it all away. I'll leave you with that. Warriors, rise. Get your shit together. Let's go.